Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Brenda, but I like to go by the name of a daughter of the Most High King. Well, the daughter of the Most High King, which we know is Jesus. I am doing a study today on the book of Esther. Um, I'm gonna do chapters 1 and 2. The Holy Spirit had led me to do this study on the book of Esther. So let me see, can I cut the volume up so you can hear me? Okay, so if you would like to join me, I'll be starting in Esther chapter 1. I am reading from the NIV version. Okay. Okay. It says, Queen Vashti deposed. This is what happened during the time of Xerxes. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right. The Xerxes who ruled over 127 who ruled over 127 provinces stretching from India to Kush. At that time, King Xerxes reigned from his royal throne in the city. I'm sorry. He reigned from his royal throne in the citadel of Susa. And in the third year of his reign, he gave a banquet for all his nobles and officials, the military leaders of Persia and Media. The princes and the nobles of the provinces were present. For a full 180 days, he displayed the vast wealth of his kingdom and the splendor and glory of his majesty. When these days were over, the king gave a banquet lasting 7 days in the enclosed garden of the king's palace for all the people from the least to the greatest who were in the city of Susa. The garden had hangings of white and blue linen fastened with cords of white linen and purple material to silver rings on marble pillars. There were couches of gold and silver on a mosaic pavement of, I don't know what this word is. It's morphe, I guess. I'm sorry, not morphe. Porphyry, marble, mother of pearl, and other costly stones. Wine was served in goblets of gold, each one different from the other, and the royal wine was abundant, in keeping with the king's liberty. By the king's command, each guest was allowed to drink in his own way, for the king instructed all the wine stewards to serve each man what he wished. Oh my. Queen Vashti also gave a banquet for the women in the royal palace of King Xerxes on the 7th day. When King Xerxes was in high spirits from wine, he commanded the 7 eunuchs who served him: Mehuman, Biztha, Harbana, Bigtha, Agabatha, Zethar, and Carcass, to bring before him King Vashti, wearing her royal crown, in order to display her beauty to the people and the nobles, for she was lovely to look at. But when the attendants delivered the king's command, Queen Vashti refused to come. Then the king became furious and burned with anger. Since it was customary for the king to consult experts in matters of law and justice, he spoke with the wise men who understood the times and were closest to the king: Karshina, Shethar, I don't know what this is, Ametha, Tarshish, Maris, and Marcina, and Mecham, the seven nobles of Persia and Media, who had special access to the king and were highest in the kingdom. According to the law, what must be done to Queen Vashti? He asked. She has not obeyed the command of King Xerxes that the eunuchs have taken to her. Then Mikan, I don't know what this name is, y'all, excuse me. Let me see, can I say it again? Memucan, that's what it is, replied in the presence of the king and the nobles, Queen Vashti has done wrong, not only against the king, but also against all the nobles and the peoples of all the provinces of King Xerxes. For the queen's conduct, listen to this, for the queen's conduct will become known to all the women, and so they will despise their husbands. And says King Xerxes command Queen Vashti to be brought before him, but she would not come. This very day, the Persian and Median women of the nobility who have heard about the king, who have heard about the queen's conduct will respond to all the king's nobles in the same way. There would be no end of this. There will be no end of disrespect and discord. What does that sound like? We live in these days now, right? Therefore, if it pleases the king, let him issue a royal decree, and let it be written to the laws of Persia and Media, which cannot be repealed, that Vashti is never again to enter the presence of King Xerxes. Also, let the king give her royal position to someone else who is better than she. Then when the king's edict is proclaimed throughout all his vast realms, all the women will respect their husbands from the least to the greatest. Y'all gotta excuse me, I'm nervous reading this online. It's my first time. So I'm gonna stop here and talk about chapter 1. So as you guys see, okay, that the king had through a great banquet and invited everybody there from least to greatest, and this banquet lasts for 7 days. And it also said that Queen Vashti also gave a banquet for the women in the royal palace of King Xerxes. So I'm gonna speak of this because I know we have a lot of Vashtis out there. I used to be a Vashti. So you see how when the king called for her to show her beauty, he wanted her to wear her crown and everything, she basically said, look, tell him I'm just not coming. When he sent the eunuchs, it says right here, but when the attendants delivered the king's command, Queen Vashti refused to come. Then the king became furious and burned with anger. So this is the king, ladies. And okay, now it did say that King Xerxes was in high spirits. Made me feeling all good when they be on to the purpose, like, oh yeah, bring my wife, she's so beautiful, bring the queen, and let's see her beauty. He wanted her to wear a crown and everything, what he put on her head. And I have to say, it's the way how you can approach things. So what it sounds like that Vashti probably came out was like, look, I ain't gotta go nowhere. I ain't gotta do nothing if I don't want to. Things could be done in a proper manner. She could have, I'm not saying she was, she could have been like, hey, can I talk to the king? Because I know, I'm leaving my guests. It's the way and how to do this. But how she did it, it was very disrespectful. Because if you scroll down, okay, so it said that he was so upset, and like it said, the king became furious and burned with anger. Oh, Holy Spirit, help me. And like it said, since it's customary for the king to consult experts in matters of the law and justice, he spoke with the wise men who understood the time. So this is the time. So he before he made the decision on his own, he he consulted some experts, some wise counsel, because the Bible does say consult wise counsel, and they told him, like what it says, he spoke with the wise men who understood the times and were closest to the king. It was 7 of them, like the 7 nobles, and it said according to the law, what must be done to Queen Vashti, he said. So this is what he asked her. She has not obeyed the command of King Xerxes that the eunuchs have taken to her, and It was very disrespectful. But what I like here, and I know a lot of women will disagree with me about this, but what's interesting, if you scroll down to so I'm still in chapter 1, and I'm going to verse 17 because I highlighted this. It said, "For the queen's conduct will become known to all women, and so they will despise their husbands and say, King Ursi command Queen Vashti to be brought before him, but she would not go." Do y'all see like the influence? If the queen could tell the king, this king over all this land, over the country, if she can tell him, no, I ain't gotta come there. So you basically, so all the women's gonna look to her for advice, and for it's just like looking in a magazine at the stars, like what's the biggest style this year. You're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna wear that. So that's how they looking at her, like, wait a minute, if she can tell her husband no, I could tell mine. So that's an influence. So, and like I said, I know a lot of them will not agree with me on this, but it's true though, because if he would have continued to let her stay in this position and continue the disrespect, that would have spread across the whole country, that women can just disrespect their husband any kind of way. We're living those times now, and me as a single mother and a single divorced mother, us women, especially if we're single, we get so used to doing everything on our own. And when help comes, it's like, now I need your help, now I need your help, now I don't need your help. But that's how that will come off. How these women talking to their own husbands. You just can't go around and just disrespecting your husband. Then you're doing it up in the public eye. Like, really, I understand that we all had bad experiences and stuff, but you can't just be coming out here talking to people any kind of way. And I'm sure that you don't want nobody talking to you any kind of way neither. I go on and on like about this, because I do see this very deep, because I'm still at verse 17, okay? And I'm gonna say this, like, how they look up to her. They have the bank and everything, and all the women. Imagine all the women there. Like, I'm not sure like did it happen, but it said that he sent the eunuchs to come get her. What if she would have said this? She said it to the eunuchs, right? Imagine, what did she say that? Did she say it? I know she said it to the eunuchs, but did she say it in front of the women at the banquet? So can you imagine them women like, oh, look, shoot, she could talk to her man like that. I could talk to my man like that too. Because if she could talk to the king, this is the king. If she could talk to her king any kind of way, I talk to my man any kind of way. And they got to stop. And it ended. And I'm gonna use this for an example, like how we got people who we look up to, and this was a big influence, and they caught it. Is how I'm gonna use one starlight for example. How a lot of people look up to her. It's Beyonce, and I used to be a fan. But the Lord delivered me, thank God. You see, she has a very big influence. Like, let's say if it was Beyonce, you saw how big of an influence Beyonce had on these women with the, what was it called, with the Lemonade album, and they just singing and talking and going by the lyrics. I don't think they realized what some lyrics in that doggone song said. She talking all this smack and she still with her man. Some people don't went home and talk to the smack to their man and they don't have a man. It's different if you talk to a guy, tell him, hey dude, man, you gotta get out of here if he was no good to you. But if you got a good man at home, what you wanna go home and what you wanna try him? Just to be on some, let me see, can I punk him, man? So I make him bow down to my rules, I used to be that type. I ain't gonna lie, thank you Jesus for delivering me, because that's not a way a lady of God is supposed to act. You are not to act like that. You can get a lot done in a more ladylike manner, But it just reminds me of that what goes on now. Like, you got the Nicki Minaj, you got the Cardi B, you got the Beyonce. I see all these huge influence. Oh my goodness, don't let me get on that what's that boy name? That Gucci man, that what Kiki Dior. I don't know. Now you see how women looking up like, yeah, see, she was a ride or die. First of all, women, I know it's probably getting a little bit off the subject. Look, I'm just saying, like, how big influences are. Like, how this queen can influence women. Like, you got to know your hood, tell you to do. Like, look how women looking up to that relationship. Like, cause she stuck with him, he was in jail. What? And I mean, I actually read comments one time, and women actually down for that. It's like, no, find your worth, know your value. Ride or die. Let me tell you something. I am a ride or die chick. I ride away from you before I die for you. Okay? Only person I ride and die for, I ride and die for Jesus Christ. This is Jesus Christ Girls Gang. That's the only person, women, you are supposed to be ride or die for, okay? Because that's the Savior. He got the keys to heaven and hell. All right? Got no business out here riding and die for nobody like that. I just got to say this. That crap got to go. If any guy approach y'all, you going to be a ride or die, tell me what I just said. Yeah, I ride away from you before I die for you, okay? You know, get away with that trash. It's trash talk, man. You're not the Messiah. You ain't giving me eternal life. You lead me to eternal death. That's what you're doing. Okay, back to that. Okay, so they had to put an end to that. Okay, so like I said, let me scroll up and like I said, this very day, this 18, this very day, the Persian and Median women of nobility who have heard about the queen's conduct will respond to all the king's nobles in the same way. There will be no end of disrespect. That is so true. It will be no end. I see it out in the streets. Women talk to that man, because I went on too quiet as kept, but it's really loud and out now. Like I said, there will be no end of disrespect and discord. I see so much of this, I be feeling bad for the man. A lot of times, I really be feeling bad for the man, especially if he's a good man. The man, I really be feeling bad for the man. Look at that. But even, I don't know, y'all. My edges look real funny in this video. And even if it is a problem, like I say, it's the way in how you do things, too. I'm not saying just let them talk to you any kind of way, but, I got short tolerance for people talking to me in your kind of way, too. I just look at them and keep it moving. That's the best thing that you could ever do is turn your back and walk the opposite way. It's not happening. So, it said, therefore, if it pleases, now I'm on 19, therefore, if it pleases the king, let him issue a royal decree and let it be written in the laws of Persia and Media, which cannot be repealed. He made sure that law could not be repealed. That you ain't about to be talking, disrespecting me like this. Because if the other women see it, they going to do it. I seen a trend. Y'all can sit and lie to me all you want. Every time we get these new stars, we get these new rappers, we get these artists, these ladies and young girls, women my age, I'm 41, they look up to this, and sometimes I gotta take a peek too. I'm like, who they talking about? Then I get the taste, and I'm like, yeah, you don't want to be like that? Why? That's typical. That's basic. I thought that was played up when I was growing up. I guess not. I was on 100 now. They didn't keep that lifestyle. Well, I'll be a Proverbs 31 woman. So, okay, let's continue. Okay, so it says, so it cannot be repealed, that Vashti is never again to enter the presence of King Xerxes. Also, let the king give her royal position. Check this out, ladies. You see how fast he got her up out of there? And to replace her? It happens. It happens. He ain't never gonna find anybody. But like me, I hope he don't find somebody that's twitching their neck all day and they got attitude. I really hope he don't. Especially, like I said, especially if he is a man of God, a good man. Because I be seeing women just be going in on decent dudes because you mad and you feel like he got to pay for you feel like that he got to pay for what the other guys done did. Let me tell you something, ladies. And I can say this because I've been there. If you feel somebody got to pay for what the other guys did, you need to take a break. You need to go get healed. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem nowadays. We got people going from one relationship to another relationship. A man too. You jump from one woman to another woman. All you doing is soul ties. All you doing is transferring these spirits. Get somewhere and sit down. Know the Lord. Know yourself. Love the Lord. He'll teach you how to love you. Okay? All that going around and you, man, I'm looking like that doesn't work. It just make you more and more better. And make the people around you just do not want to be around you. Okay? You know what I'm saying that? And I love because I've seen some stuff. Because I've seen it. So, okay. And let's go. Okay, so, and then, where was I at? All the women will respect their husbands from the least to the greatest. Yeah, so that that what was I? Also the king royal position. Yep, give her a royal position to someone else who is better than she. That then when the king's edict, I hope I'm saying that word right. Y'all gotta excuse me, this is my first time on him. Is proclaimed throughout all his vast realms. All the women will respect their husbands from the least to the greatest. And check this out, ladies. The king and his nobles were pleased with this advice. So the king did as, I cannot say this name. Y'all tell you about these names. Memicon, I don't know, something like that, proposed. He sent dispatches to all parts of the kingdom, to each province in its own script, and to each people in its own language. So it's no excuse. He sent to every town in all different languages. You hear that? And each people's tongue. Okay, it said people in its own language, proclaiming to each people's tongue that every man should be ruler over his household. Now let me explain that. See, people be taking that as, you ain't about to run me, you ain't about to be. Let me tell you something, and what's so true. Your husbands are head over household. He is domain. No, first, Christ is over the house. If you with a man in Christ and he doesn't put Christ first and he does not know Christ, no. And especially if you are a believer in Christ, women. If you are a as no daughter of the Most High King, you want to get with the son of the Most High King. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go be with a man that's worshiping somebody else, because don't let society like, well, we serve not the same. Oh, if we serve not the same, well, won't you come to Christ then? That ends the conversation right there, because they're lying. It's not all the same, okay? No, Jesus is Jesus. Jesus is the Son of God, and he is God, okay? So you want to get with a man that is head of household. Now, I say that because now it said ruler, and people may take that word ruler. He ain't have to run on me. Ruler means that head. You the head. Like, this man's protecting his house, okay? He's providing for your house, not just paying the bills, but he's helping take care of the children. He's helping with the housework. He is supplying you with mental and emotional support. It's more than paying bills and being rude. But that's what it means by ruler over his own house. It's not like, oh, you better come here. Some women take it as like a dictatorship. Some women are married to those like that, because some guys, they will take this. We know them. They will take this scripture and the one in Genesis. When it's ruler over the household, they'll take it like, oh, I run a house, and they can be abusive. Okay, you gotta really pay attention to those signs. Like, you got some guys out here that will take that word really mean. Like, you supposed to be like, whatever you like. You could bump into some of those like that, and that's not what that means. Like, I'm not a slave. I have my own mind, my own way of thinking. It shouldn't be, I told you quit your job, girl. That's what supposed to be talked to, upon, like, and a ruler, a loving husband, he will support, if you want to work or not, and if you want to further your education also, that's a loving man of God, that loves you, okay, so that's that right there. So, but I'm just still tripping off, like it just said that, what it said, that he was going to find somebody better than her. That happens. So we're going to go to chapter 2, Esther made queen. Okay. Later when the anger of King Xerxes had subsided, he remembered Vashti and what she had done, and what he had decreed about her. Then the king's personal attendants proposed. Let me stop that for a minute. You saw how later he still was mad. Let me play something. Yeah. Women, y'all think we can sit here and hold a grudge and be mad? Let me tell you something. Man could do it too. He was still upset. I think he was a little touched. His feelings were hurt. You want to say, son, man, look how beautiful my wife is, man. Look at that crown I done made. If I made that crown for her, look how fine my wife is. He wanted to show her off, you know. So he's still thinking about that. He sound like nobody never treated him like that before. So he, like you just said, later when the anger of King Xerxes had subsided, it said later when angry, he remembered Vashti and what she had done and what he had decreed about her. Okay, so 2. Then the king's personal attendants proposed. Look at the attendants, y'all. Let a search be made for beautiful young virgins for the king. They be killing me when they want beautiful young virgins. Okay, so here we go. It said, let the king appoint commissioners in every province of his realm to bring all these beautiful girls into the harem at the citadel. I hope I said that right, y'all. Yeah. Citadel of Susa. Let them be placed under the care of Hegai, the king's eunuch, who is in charge of the women. Okay, he had a big job. He got to run behind all them women. And let beauty treatments be given to them. Then let the girl who pleases the king be queen instead of Vashti. This advice appealed to the king, and he followed it. Okay, so they're going through with the search to replace Vashti. What I noticed that he said that he remembered Vashti. Do you see how the title was already taken away already? It said Vashti. Because if you go, she was Queen Vashti at first. Yep. Esther command for Queen. And y'all see when you scroll down, I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything. When you scroll down, already chapter 2. You see, her title was already removed from her. Like, she doesn't have that title of being a queen anymore. He just called her Vashti. At first it was Queen Vashti, Like, that title been snatched. Y'all know women that how we want to get our waist snatched up for the summer. That's how snatched up that title got from her. You snatched it. And about to put it on somebody else's head. You see that? So, it said, okay, I'm keeping up. So, talking about under the care of Hegai, the king's eunuch, who was in charge of the women. Let beauty treatments be given to them. Then let the girl who pleases the king be queen instead of Vashti. This advice appealed to the king, and he followed it. He followed the advice. Okay, so here we go. 5. I'm on chapter 2. Am I saying that? Chapter 2, verse 5. Now there was in the citadel of Susa a Jew of the tribe of Benjamin, named Mordecai, son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, who had been carried into exile from Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. Among those taken captive with, oh geez, y'all, Jehoiakim, I think that's it. Jehoiakim, I don't know, y'all, okay? Jehoiakim, Jehoshaphat, okay. King of Judah, that's who captive with Jehoiakim, king of Judah. Mordecai had a cousin named Hadassah, I like that name, whom he had brought up because she had neither father nor mother. This girl, who was also known as Esther, so they call her Esther, had a cousin named Hadassah, so she was also known as Esther. You know that when we have those house names and stuff, so she was known as Esther. And check it out. It said Esther was lovely in form and features, and Mordecai had taken her as his own daughter when her father and mother died. When the king's order and edict had been proclaimed, many girls were brought to the citadel of Susa and put under the care of Hegai. Esther also was taken to the king's palace and entrusted to Hegai, who had charge of the harem. The girl pleased him and won his favor immediately. He provided her with her beauty treatments and special foods. He assigned to her 7 maids selected from the king's palace and moved her and her maids in the best place in the harem. Esther had not revealed her nationality and family background because Mordecai had forbidden her to do so. Every day he walked back and forth near the courtyard of the harem to find out how Esther was and what was happening to her. Okay, so I don't know, I keep getting these emails that pop up. So, okay. I'm trying to see, do I want to talk to y'all about that? Okay, so I'm going to stop at 9. So as y'all see that Esther was one of the girls that was chosen, you know, out the rest of the girls that came in. And when you look at this right here, now she's a young girl. And she's an orphan, but she's under her cousin's care, Mordecai. And it says right here, that this is what I like. It says that the girl pleased him and won his favor. That she pleased Haggai. I think that's what he's talking about when the king ordered it. Okay, yeah, I trust Haggai to find it. The girl pleased him and won his favor. Immediately he provided her with her beauty treatments. Okay, so she was chosen for one of the girls, and immediately they started the beauty treatments and feeding her like the special foods and stuff. And it said he assigned her. And he also assigned to her 7 maids selected from the king's palace. So this young lady got 7 maids to do whatever she needs and wants to be done. You know, like, look at this right here. And to me, it sounds like she was a very peaceful young lady. Like, she had a lot of ladylike qualities. You know, she knew how to speak. She knew how to carry herself like a lady, you know. And she sounded like that she had a meek and calm spirit. I'm just saying that that's what it just sounds, because she pleased him, you know, and right away that she got these. It said Esther had not revealed her nationality. Okay, I read that part. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So back to Mordecai. I said every day he walked back and forth near the courtyard of the harem to find out how Esther was and what was happening to her. Before a girl's turn came to go into King Xerxes, she had to complete 12 months of beauty treatments. Oh, what kind of beauty treatments that was out? Before a girl's turn to come to go into King Xerxes, she had to complete 12 months of beauty treatments prescribed for women. These are beauty treatments prescribed for the women: 6 months with oil of myrrh and 6 with perfume and cosmetics. And this is how she would go to the king. Anything she wanted was given to her. Anything she wanted was given her to take with her from the harem to the king's palace. So look at this. This young lady, she found favor. She did get her. Okay, so she got whatever she wanted. She took it from the harem to the king's palace. In the evening, she would go there, and in the morning return to another part of the harem to the care of, I don't know this name, y'all. Shashgaz? I don't know. Shashgaz? I don't know. The king's eunuch, who was in charge of the concubine. That word gets me every time. Okay, so he was in charge of the concubine, so she'll go there. The king's eunuch, who was in charge of the concubine. She would not return to the king unless he was pleased with her and summoned her by name. Okay. When the time came for Esther, the girl Mordecai had adopted, the daughter of his uncle Abihail, to go to the king, she asked for nothing other than what Haggai, the king's eunuch, who was in charge of the harem, suggested. Okay, I want to read that over. When the turn came for Esther, the girl Mordecai had adopted, the daughter of his uncle Abihail, to go to the king, she asked for nothing other than what Haggai, the king's eunuch, who was in charge of the harem, suggested, and Esther won the favor of everyone who saw her. Okay. This young girl, she won favor in a lot of people's eyes, y'all. You see this? Okay, so she was taken to King Esther in the royal residence in the 10th month, the month of Tebeth, in the 7th year of his reign. Now the king was attracted to Esther more than any of the other women, and she won favor and approval more than any of the other virgins. So he set a royal crown on her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. And the king gave a great banquet, Esther's banquet, for all his nobles and officials. He proclaimed a holiday throughout the province and distributed gifts with royal liberty. Liberality, I'm sorry, y'all. I think that's it. Liberality. Okay, so we're going to verse 19. It's called Mordecai uncovers a conspiracy. When the virgins were assembled a second time, Mordecai was sitting in the king's gate. But Esther had kept secret her family background, nationality, just as Mordecai had told her to do. For she continued to follow Mordecai's instructions as she had done when he was bringing her up. During the time Mordecai was sitting at the king's gate, Bigthana, I think his name, Bigthana and Teresh, two of the king's officers who guarded the doorway, became angry and conspired to assassinate King Xerxes. But Mordecai found out about the plot and told Queen Esther. Told Queen Esther, who in turn reported it to the king, giving credit to Mordecai. And when the report was investigated and found to be true, the two officials were hanged on a gallows. Hang on a gallows. All this was recorded in the book of the Annals. Annals. I think that is. Yeah, the book of Annals in the presence of the king. Okay. So, let me say this. Okay, so as we see that Esther has been chosen to be queen, and she was a young girl, and out of all the women that was chosen in the city, she found favor not only in King Esther's eyes, but even with the eunuchs. They said wherever she went, she found favor. Like they chose her, but she was a beautiful young lady in form and in features. But I'm assuming that she was beautiful in spirit also. She probably had this really meek, kind, precious spirit that she knew how to talk. She knew how to carry herself. And this what stood out to me when it said that she would go in the morning. Who was in charge? She would not do that. Okay. And this is it right here, like on 15. When the turn came for Esther, the girl Mordecai had adopted, the daughter of his uncle Abihail, to go to the king, she asked for nothing other than what Haggai, the king's eunuch, who was in charge of the harem, suggested. See, this seems like right there was like she was satisfied with whatever they were giving her. She didn't come in there with a gimme attitude. She didn't come, y'all know how we can do. Come in like, he got to do this for me. He got to. No, especially if you just, like when you're dating, like, how when you first start off, like right now, like she wasn't queen, so she was in line with the rest of the girls, right? Some of us could come at these guys, be like, well, he got to give you, and actually he really don't. He really don't, because he can look at you and say, what have you done for me? What did you earn this? You know how And I'm not saying every woman, but we all know those type of women that want to go out and feel like somebody owe her something because of what she has been through. Guys can do that too, though. But right now, I'm talking about women because I'm in a book of Esther. Okay, and like I said, she was just satisfied with what she was already being a supply with, what was already suggested by the units, right? She didn't go in there and was like, girl, I'm not going there. I'm gonna ask for a Rolls Royce. Yeah, I'm going in. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna ask it. She didn't. Instead, she just only took what was suggested by. So she didn't go there, like she didn't get in that palace and just was like, well, I'm gonna be a gold digger. I'm trying to get as much as I can. I'm trying to do. It sounded like that she had a very meek, humbling spirit, because it said out of all, I don't even know how many girls it was. Because it had to be a lot of them. It said in the whole town, and out of all of them, it said that she found favor in everybody. Look, it said, and Esther won the favor of everyone who saw her. So, let me say this, ladies. You can be very beautiful in face and form, but I'm going to tell you, people can pick up the spirit of a person too, Sometimes without even saying nothing, it's that, I don't know how to explain it. It's like that, like you can just see somebody and they stand next to you and you can just get like they spirit kind of already give off before they even say anything. You know, I have experienced that. There were people like we don't have to say too much. I could just see like their body motion and their face, and you can already feel that. I don't want to say bad, but you already feel their presence. So it said everybody that saw her. So she wasn't just beautiful in face in face and feature. I'm sure they saw the sophistication in her, like the lady, like the spirit of God in her. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. That's what it had to be. That they saw that. You can put on all the makeup in the world. You can put on as many hairpieces. You can do your hair any kind of way. You can go lose 20 pounds. You can even buy a body. Lord have mercy. You can do all that and still have a stench. They can still smell it. They can still smell the wounds. But like I said, everybody that saw her, they saw her. They just looking. They just already smell her. They smell the aroma of God. They smell it. But the Lord has a way of doing things and setting up the right people at the right time too. And so I'm gonna go up to talk about 19 now. Her cousin Mordecai. The one who adopted her. Had adopted the daughter of his uncle. Okay, so he came there. He came there a lot. Not gonna say a lot, but he always came there to see how she was doing. So just that day when he came through, he uncovered a conspiracy. About it was these were the men. Check it out. These are the king's officers who were trying to set up and kill him. They was going to assassinate him. So imagine if Mordecai wasn't there and his cousin, his cousin he raised as his daughter was not there. He wouldn't even been able to comment that, hey, Esther, they about to kill your king, man. They're about to kill your man, king, like that. And imagine if he wasn't there. Like, God has a way of doing things and setting people in a place for a reason, place and a time. Okay, he does. So after Mordecai spoke to Queen Esther about that, you see how fast they got rid of those two guys. They hung them on gallows and got rid of them. God has a place and time for everyone. And I know a lot of things in life that we don't like that when we see certain people get positions and stuff like that. You know, I'll tell you one thing: God is in control over everything. He knows what's going on. Okay, don't nothing take him by surprise. It takes us by surprise, but he already know what happened. That's why he said, whoever he wants in position, even our president now, he put him there. Things happen for a reason and time. You know, so I like that chapter. But I'm about to end it in a little bit now. Now tomorrow, I'm gonna do chapters 3 and 4. Okay, but I want to finish talking about 2. I want to finish talking about Esther. You know, my run through of chapter 1 and 2 is like, you know, ladies, we have to you see how fast that he replaced Vashti? See how fast the title got snatched away? You know, like that reminds me of King Saul and David. Just about, I don't know if y'all read that. Like how Samuel had, you know, like the Lord told Samuel, go and anoint David. You notice how Saul was already done, but he was still king. You know what I'm saying? But no, like his title, like the Lord had already left Saul. Okay, and the Lord was with David. But it wasn't time for David to get up and take that title. That reminds me so much of Vashti and Esther, like how Vashti probably still was around, but her title already got snatched away. You know what I'm saying? Like she's not a queen anymore. You know, she probably was still around. You know, until the divorce process happened. You know, but just see how fast that was, because it said that she was that she replaced Vashti. You saw, and then when she became queen, I don't know, but it just reminded me so much of David and Saul, that how Saul was still king, but how to say it, I hope I'm not wrong, but he was like no longer king, but the spirit of God had already left him already. You know, like he already left him, so he was already being replaced. He was already replaced. He was already replaced, but it just was not time for David to get up and take that throne yet as king. But this kind of reminds me of that too, like how Vashti's still somewhere in the hook, but you know the title got snatched away. But it just is a matter of time. I gotta put the title on somebody else and then put the crown on. Now they're queen. You know, you could be in a process right now, ladies. Thank you, Holy Spirit. You could be in a process right now as just, let me say, like me, like you versus like Brenda, right? The Lord probably already sitting here right saying, oh, she just not gonna be Brenda Newton. She's gonna be Mrs. Brenda such and such. You know, like, but you just haven't got that title yet. And yeah, like you just haven't got the title, you just haven't got the ring yet, but it's like a preparation. Did I say that word right? If I did, sorry y'all. It's like a preparation, you know, like get me ready, you know, cause your title can be changed, you know. Anytime when the Lord says it's time, it's just like moving from another job to another. But I don't know, I may be getting a little bit off, but that just came to my heart about, you know, how the Lord could be setting you up, you know, like setting you up for something good, or he could be, you know, in the process if you're not even obeying him, you know, like Saul, you know, this is like that position be given to somebody else. It's only just a matter of time till it's time for you to pack your bags and just to leave. But hopefully this is the case that the Lord is preparing us all for that crown. Not just the crown, just to be somebody's queen, but that eternal crown. You know, I shall wear a crown when it's all over. That's the crown you want to wear, the eternal crown, you know. I got a crown on my head, it's the bone, you know, but we want to, nothing's better than that eternal crown. You got to remember that all the time. So that's it for tonight. Thank you for watching. I love you guys, and I just pray that you just put Jesus first in everything in your life, okay? So we will continue this tomorrow, 3 and 4. I love you. Bye.